Dana Cortez Show, we have just such an incredible artist in our presence. Lecrae. Y'all give it up.
Thank you.
Make some noise.
I appreciate it.
You know, a lot of people know who you are for years and years and years. You've been on the road. You've been doing music for a long time. For anyone who does not know, in, 60 seconds, who is Lecrae?
Lecrae is the soul of hip hop. That's how I say it, man. Hip hop is a culture, but like I just want to bring the soul to it and just like make people talk about, all things, real things, life things, and then at the same time, I still soul is fun, so smile, have fun. You know what I mean?
I love that. Yeah. I love that. You got a new single out with Tori Kelly. How'd that even come about?
Man, I'll Find You, and songs just gotten so much love and so much feedback. And it was really just a song that Tori, myself, and Frank E, the producer, collaborated on just to like inspire people. It really we had some friends who were battling cancer, and we wrote the song to just tell them to keep fighting. But then it just got bigger, you know what I mean? And then like St. Jude jumped in. I got to go hang out with those kids, man. They inspired me to a whole nother level. And
oh my gosh, I went to the hospital. I'm not even exaggerating. Did that change your life?
Man,
in a way?
It was a life changing.
It really is.
It was life changing because you go in there, man. They got so much hope. They got so much like passion and drive, and just their smiles are bigger than any smiles you've ever seen because they're getting love and people care about them, and they, a lot of them are walking out cancer free, and it's just dope. It's an amazing place.
Whenever I have something I'm complaining about, I remember that day. I remind myself, you have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, that's real. I always say that too. I tell people that, man. Before you complain, they be grateful you got breath to complain with.
Now, you're from Houston.
H-Town.
H-Town. I love that you say H-Town. and earlier, for anybody who doesn't know, you actually took some time and did some TV for us here at Univision, at our sister station, Univision 41. But for anyone that doesn't know, who was your inspiration growing up in Houston, local artists?
I mean, it's... the legend, of course, DJ Screw, who just kind of changed the game and just created a culture. And I didn't even realize it was as big as it was till I got outside of Houston. And I was like, oh man, this is crazy. But then, I grew up really loving Paul Wall and Chamillionaire. You know what I'm saying? Those are like two of my favorites, just hands down. The Color Changing Clique, man, when they were doing their things.
That's
they
taking it
double
back.
Albums,
Yeah.
I do remember the double albums.
So that was big for me.
That was what, 2000, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah,
01, 2000, something like that. It might have even, was it 99?
I don't know, but that was that's
2001.
That takes me back to being a kid and just loving, Houston music, man. So
have you gotten to meet all of these guys? Everyone
every one of them. They all show me love too, man. It's been nothing but love.
What about Bun B?
Bun B has really shown me the most. He was on my mixtape Church Clothes Volume 1, and Bun is just like the fountain of wisdom. He just calls just to drop some gems on you, just to say something. He's like, man, I don't want nothing. I just want to tell you, do this. And one day, just out of the random, he tweeted. He said, Lecrae makes me want to be a better person. And I was like, Dad. Ooh. I was like, Dad, that's crazy, man.
Like the king, yeah.
You're like, thanks, bud.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? So that was just, man, so it's a lot of love, man. I appreciate everybody, man, for what they represented. And then it was dope, too, to just see, in light of Harvey, you saw rappers doing stuff that nobody was doing. And that was
not
amazing.
Even our own government.
You feel me? So
rappers and Mattress Mac.
I do feel you.
Mattress Mac, man. Came through, boy.
I saw BT Hip Hop Awards actually, let Mr. Rogers, Bun B, and Trey the Truth on there and talk about the Relief Gang, which to me that meant a lot because I think people, there's a lot of money floating around and I don't see it getting where it needs to go.
Right.
And you see these guys, like you said, a bunch of rappers doing more, delivering this food. Did you help out anywhere?
I was
part of that?
I actually was in New York and I couldn't get into Houston.
Right.
But I was just everywhere and anything I could, just creating awareness. It was kind of a weird time for me too because I was supposed to be doing promo and I was like, I'm just gonna talk about this every day. So that's all I was talking about. And just on the phone with my family, making sure everybody was okay, you know what I'm saying? And everyone was displaced, paying for hotel rooms for people and just trying to figure stuff out. My cousin lost her whole salon and her house. So it was crazy.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
Because those things can be replaced.
Do you have insurance?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but we helping her get back on her feet. But yeah, so it's just a lot of craziness that went down. I was just like, whatever we can do. And even yesterday, you know, I had a show in Houston, and I made sure I got online. I was like, I know people, the last thing to think about is spending money on a concert ticket, so I'm just gonna give them away. So just hit me. I was just DMing people, just like Black Santa. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I got. You got him. You know, we mentioned the help, and we kind of touched on the state of the government, the state of politics. Yeah. How do you stay positive with everything without, I don't want to be too, I don't want to mention any names. I just want to ask you, how do you stay positive with the state of politics as it is right now?
Man, I turn that stuff off. I ain't gonna lie. I like, because it's like you can't be pissed off if you're not reading it.
Woo. I agree with you, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn off the
nothing
Facebook.
On Monday.
Turn that stuff off.
On CNN.
You can't be mad if you're not reading it. So it's kind of like,
stop watching Fox. Stop watching MSNBC.
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's not like I'm trying to like avoid what's going on in the world. Like, for me, instead of being mad at the person, you know, who started a fire, I'm gonna focus on pulling people out of it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being mad.
Hear about the solution.
Yeah.
Nobody ever has this. That's the thing. We do a lot of complaining and nagging and about things, and then there's no solution. Right.
So that's me. I'm just like, I'm not gonna focus on that stuff because it just puts you in a bad state and it messes up your whole day. So I'm like, wow, why y'all let, you know, somebody's Twitter account frustrate you so much? Just don't read it, and then you don't have to worry about it. And that's how I feel.
What is your solution to this division that seems so prevalent right now in the country? You know, you say you don't read about it, but you obviously know about it. What do you think is the solution to bring us back, unite us?
I think the first thing you got to acknowledge is it's the division didn't get caused, it got exposed. So that's the difference. Is you got to acknowledge that there was already division and this exposed it. So you got to go back and fix what was already messed up, and it's just a wound that somebody took the Band-Aid off of. So you got to go back and deal with the wound instead of like the person who ripped the bandage off. And I think that's what needs to happen. So let's get back to like us sitting down at the table. Listen, it's humility, really, what it comes down to. Can you listen to one another? Because if you can't listen to one another, then, you know, nobody ever gets anywhere. It's like if you get into it with your significant other all the time, y'all never gonna get nowhere if y'all don't ever listen to each other. It takes
compromise.
Yeah, it takes people sitting down saying,
don't focus on who she is. Focus on how we're gonna get better in the future. Me and you.
Me and you.
Exactly. Thank you, Lecrae. Thank you for that one.
Thinking of who she is.
I guess so. I hit a sweet spot.
I
was like, let me put this in my terms. I got you. I turn off my Twitter. I don't get politically inclined, but I know this.
Don't worry about my DMs.
Don't worry.
It's us. Nah,
we're here in real life.
This is messages not Lecrae approved.
Who's sliding into your DMs, Lecrae?
Oh, man.
Come on. I mean, you're out there. You're a good-looking guy. You're successful.
Listen, I'm
trying to listen. Tell me.
My DMs are closed. My DMs are shut down.
You're not telling us.
I'm not. I mean, people are people. You know, people definitely are gonna try. You know, so it's like it's all good. I shoot your shot. I mean, I'm a tumbo out here though. I'm just sorry.
You're not going there.
Nah, I'm.
You don't date?
I'm taking.
I'm taking.
I'm taking, man. Yeah, I'm out the game.
You, I really know who you are.
I'm out the game, man. I'm out the game, and
yeah. So there you go.
So
that's a great
I'm a tumbo.
Answer. Is it hard being faithful?
Nah, because I mean, let me not come off like Mr. I got it all figured out and I got it together. I tell people this. Everybody's a werewolf. We just got different full moons. You got to know what your full moon is and what's going to make you turn into a wolf. You know what I'm saying? So I know what my full moons are. So I tell my people like, hey, that's a full moon. Lock me in the basement so I don't turn into a wolf.
Analogy.
I'm just,
that's great advice.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
That's great relationship advice for men because guys get ourselves in tricky situations due to full moons.
But I think when you meet the right person, it's different. When you do meet that right person, you start to think, is it worth everything for this minute or two?
That's what I'm saying. You're not thinking when the full moon is out. You're not. Rationality goes out the window.
Women don't think like that. Men.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Women do throw out rationale. It's just different. It's like it's emotional stuff. It'll be like
it is emotional. You're
like
right.
It's emotional. So then
for men, don't you think it's a little more physical?
Yeah, absolutely. It's physical a lot for men, but I'm just saying like it's
Vegas VIP sections get girls acting whichever way. That's a big full moon right there.
It's like, well, yeah. I mean, everybody's different. It's not one size fits all. But I'm just saying you got to know what are your triggers and just if you got good friends who like, hey, you know, it's like friends who be like, hey, never let me drink vodka ever.
Yep.
And it's like, okay.
So the guys with you, do you give them the trickle down? Do they get the DMs? You don't even hook them up
like that.
Nah, I mean,
you're not out here throwing assists. You just start the fast
just
break. You tumble.
Most
get down and score.
Most
some
of my
buckets.
friends are already taken. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
okay.
Joe, my camera dude, you still on the market?
He don't even want to talk about it. Joe don't even want to talk about it. See, Joe?
Joe's situation.
I done throw on Joe a couple layups like, hey, Joe, and he's
Joe's
like,
girl's going to be on YouTube like, really, Joe?
Joe.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Nah, I just.
Well, if Joe can't get those assists.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
I
Not
had
him because we're married. So. And he travels all the time.
Are y'all together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but he travels too, so and I trust him 100.
So that's why you was real quiet during this whole.
He sure was. Too quiet.
He's
I was
like, yep, whatever she says.
I know when to speak and when not.
Nah, smart, man. Be smart.
I'm sure you're the same way around your lady.
Be smart. Yeah, I mean, I'm just real, so you know what I'm saying? We got a great relationship, and she knows. She's like, look, you're not crazy. And I was like, you're right. I'm not crazy.
Exactly.
It's not worth it, fellas. 80-20 rule. That's why, you know, if you know about the 80-20 rule.
Explain the 80-20 rule because it's important.
80-20 rule is like you looking at 20% of what you may not see at home, and you willing to give up 80% of all the things that you have and love for 20%. And then you get that 20% and it's missing that whole 80. You know what I mean? So you getting that love, affection, care. She's like cleaning your dirty underwear and the whole nine for some high heels, and those high heels and never cooked a meal in their life and could care less about you when you get sick or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, 80-20.
The way I always put it, I would say, is it worth half everything you have? Is that 30 seconds? Because we all know it ain't going to last more. Maybe 60 seconds.
The way I put it is if you make above 75,000, you can probably do it.
This dude. I see who the black sheep is, man.
Yeah, totally. And on that note, we talked about the Tori Kelly joint. Now, what about the new Broke song? Because I know that's your next single.
Oh, man.
Tell me about the song.
Sheesh, Broke is just, it's just real. It's a real story. It's like for people who, everybody's always talking about how much money they got and throwing money and doing the whole nine. But I'm like, where's the broke people at? It's broke people out
in the room.
Wow. Where's the broke people at, man?
We're just fronting.
So the whole concept of the song is just like, you know, being broke made me rich. And it's like, being broke makes you rich in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Not just with the drive and determination to get paid, but also like being broke make you rich in patience, because you patient. You wait on the 1st and the 15th like religiously. You know what I'm saying? You real. It makes you rich in a lot of other areas of life. So the money never made me. The struggle did, and that's why I say being broke made me rich.
You go back home. You go back where you came from.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You know, that's such an important thing. People really forget. And I think sometimes you hate where you come from so badly that you try to discredit that. You try to put others down to make yourself feel better. And that is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. Or you use it for credibility, and that's it.
And never do anything for that, for your community.
I know you're from Houston, but what part of Houston?
My whole family, well, not my whole family, but we 3rd Ward. And but everybody's moved out and done better. But I was in 3rd Ward yesterday. I went back. There's an organization called The Forge. They investing in these kids, man. Went back, got a whole bunch of them to come out and just telling them like, look, man, it ain't about where you from. You know what I'm saying? That don't let that stop you from becoming something. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. I went through all kind of hell and was told I was never gonna be nothing. And you know, now I get to inspire people all over the world. So you know, that's what I was trying to tell them. Same thing.
So prior to rapping, what got you into rapping? What were you doing before that?
I feel like I really never really had I'll take that back. I worked at Comcast. That's the last job I ever had, was working at the cable company.
Like going and installing cable?
I installed it and I hustled. I finessed my way into the office.
Were you dropping off? Oh, I thought you were dropping
He's
off.
like, I can't be doing this.
Nah.
I thought you would be like, yo, here's a new Wi-Fi.
Nah.
You should download this though.
Nah, let me give, for real, like if you listen, I'm gonna give you some game. Like you don't settle. Like you gotta keep finessing and find your way through, you know, every opportunity. And one time, you know, I was a cable man. I hated it. I was working in a call center too. I hated it. And then one day the vice president came and she was like telling everybody, just trying to give us some inspiration. And I told her, hey, is there any way on my off days I could come intern in the you know, the marketing department? And she was like, that takes a lot of, you know, you want to come in on your days off? And I was like, absolutely. So I started coming in on my day off, and then they hired me in the marketing department. And then I was like, phew. So you got to, man, hustle, finesse.
Work ethic, Get to know people. Don't be afraid to ask for it.
Yep. Don't be afraid.
It's been such a pleasure to have you in the show. Next time you're here, I mean, I am probably anticipating that the next time you come around here, it's going to be at a whole different level.
Oh, man.
Don't forget about the little people.
Same old me, man. Same old me.
Don't forget about the little people, okay? Lecrae, y'all. Make some noise.
Appreciate it.